Hello. All right, can anyone see me or hear me? Sorry, getting a little bit of, not quite sure if I'm streaming or not. 20-second delay is very difficult. Hello everybody, welcome back to the Extreme Stream. We are checking on Bitcoin, Ethereum. Money's flowing into Ethereum, somebody just mentioned that. Ethereum right now is where the money's flowing. You're seeing money flowing from lower quality altcoins into higher quality altcoins. As we go down on my list here, you'll see a lot of these, except for Ruby. Ruby's been doing gangbusters. So a lot of these coins are down some good percentages, like all the way down here. Many of these are down double-digit percentages, but they're flowing money into the better quality altcoins at the moment. So Bitcoin looks like they've paused their accumulation for the moment, and they're moving into like Ethereum. Oh, Ripple up 6%. That happened. I just got back from a breakfast with family, so looks like Ripple just popped up. Yep. So getting into Ripple. Litecoin had to move up in consolation with Bitcoin. Looks like it's consolidating that move really nicely. IOTA's garbage. Come on, IOTA, let's show them that you're garbage. Yep, there you are. IOTA's garbage. Monero is looking very good. Very nice pop here earlier in the day. Consolidating right here. We have this nice bottom level put in at 85. So if it gets down near 85, you could definitely accumulate some more, but I don't know if we're going to get there anytime soon. Dash looks okay, but not great. On the long-term perspective, Dash looks better than a lot of coins, but on the short term, it's just a little bit weaker. But long-term, it looks much better. OmiseGo. So I'm a little torn in OmiseGo, to be honest with you. We do have a large declining trend line. We're still consolidating this big 2,500% movement. You know, something I haven't done yet. Let me, how long did this move take? Let's see how long to the top here. That took... Really, you're going to give me bars? 332 bars, so divide that by 6, and you get 60 days. Let's go to the daily. A little bit easier on the daily. Sorry, my math right now is not the best. Yeah, about 60 days, 55 days. 55 days to the top, and so far we are 36 days into a correction. So... yeah, I guess it could be a decent time to accumulate. That being said, there was a lot of space down here it could go. If you do want to accumulate OmiseGo for the long term, I would have a stop loss in place. It could do something like IOTA did. Like IOTA had this big, nice consolidation up here. And look at that, it just failed. Like no one thought it would, but it did. It just completely failed. When the market went sideways, it failed the worst. And it's just been failing ever since. So someone mentions Neo is moving. Or awakening, more like. It says awakening, not moving. Is the stream okay, guys? I'm getting a warning about the health. Just want to double check from you guys. Want to make sure that it's doing okay. We have to change settings and restart. This is not the case. I'm at home, which is why my charts can do this. Charts can't do that at work. All right, good. Thank you very much. Okay, so Neo. Let's take a look. This is the daily. Let's poke in pretty deep to the 15-minute on Neo. Pretty deep on the 15-minute. That may be a little too deep. Some good bottoming volume right here, though. Let's see if I can get my right axis back. Nope. Well, and my right axis isn't. I don't know what's going on here. All right. So some good bottoming volume here, some good bottoming volume up here. If you do want to get a Neo, make sure you have a stop point unless you're going to be a long-term hodler of this. I will say this, at this particular point in time, it's a very good time to really look at these altcoins and not the ones that are beaten down like IOTA. Like, look, this is not a good coin to look into. I'm gonna walk you through a bad coin to look into and a few good coins. You see how this just stair steps lower, it's pointing lower, no accumulation down here. Pretty much everyone's forgot about IOTA, no one likes it. And while those are sometimes good coins to be involved with, in this type of a situation, they're not. So this market is basically putting a bottom in right now. Okay, obviously we know the bottom's in Bitcoin and Ethereum, but in a lot of these altcoins, the bottom is being put in as we speak with this type of an action. Sorry guys, I'm at home. If you hear doors slamming or my kids running in, I'm at home. So versus Monero, with some really nice volume action here. It's had a bottom put in. It's had some support here, like I said earlier about this 85 level. And now we're getting some accumulation. Really like no negative action here. It just kind of went sideways, forgot about it. This is when you start accumulating these coins. We've been waiting for this type of action for quite some time, and we're finally getting something, which is really nice. So that's really good. Check Litecoin, Bitcoin from April until today. Thoughts? Yeah, I do Litecoin against USD. Sorry, the chart's going to look about the same. So yeah, no, Litecoin right here looks really good. Oh, you said from April? That's forever in cryptocurrency land. Well, I don't understand. What do you mean my thoughts from here to here? That's fantastic. I wish I would have bought here. I don't quite understand the question. Yeah, man, when these things go, they can go and keep going. We had a nice large pullback in Litecoin. I think over 50%. Actually, I think it was in terms of 55%. And then nice sideways channel consolidation here, and then we've since broken out of that on some good volume. So I think we're in clear skies here for Litecoin. Doesn't appear to be, yeah, really nothing bad happening on this chart at all. All right, I'll look at it against Bitcoin. You can twist my arm about it. Okay. Litecoin, Bitcoin. Sure, Poloniex, why not? So, yeah, it's a different chart. So this is what you have to think about when you look at an asset between Bitcoin and between the US dollar. The first thing is the asset moves the same amount no matter what. Okay? The asset moves the same amount no matter what. It's just what it's comparing it against. Does that make sense? It's comparing it against the dollar, which is a more stable currency, versus comparing it against Bitcoin, which, as we know, I mean, it's doubled since that 3,000 level. It's been up 100%. So Litecoin is definitely going to look weaker against Bitcoin. But yeah, this is kind of a really weird chart to trade. I don't know if I could trade this chart. But I typically sell things into the dollar. I don't really sell them into Bitcoin. This is kind of a different trading strategy. Does that make sense? So if you're going to trade only in Bitcoin, then I guess this would make some sense. But I actually, like, if Bitcoin's moving up, no matter what I sell, I'll move it into Bitcoin because Bitcoin's moving up. If Bitcoin is not moving up, then I'll sell it into Tether or dollar strictly because Bitcoin's going down. Does that make sense? So whatever the chart looks like doesn't really make a huge difference. Yeah, really trade the best patterns, but I mean, in the end, yeah, Litecoin probably does have the biggest difference to Bitcoin chart that I've seen in quite some time. But yeah, you don't want to miss out on a move like this just because you're looking at the Bitcoin chart. Oh yeah, you can trade with US dollars for Litecoin. Like if you have a GDAX, actually have a GDAX account. Here's my GDAX account right there. Come on. Litecoin against US dollar, Bitcoin, or the euro. So right here, you can trade against anything, and not only that, you can change these currencies in between each other. So yeah, you can. Okay, so think about it this way. If I don't know, I'm not getting my point across, I think. When you sell something, when you sell Litecoin to Bitcoin and you don't want to be in Bitcoin, if you have to sell it into Bitcoin, then change Bitcoin to dollar or change Bitcoin to Tether. It's a two-step transaction, but it just kind of depends. Mona, Lucid, you are talking up the right tree with Mona. I have family over here at the house right now. They're outside, which is why I'm streaming. But we actually caught a massive move on Mona yesterday. I usually do these things live, but it just didn't work out that way. I was just too flighty. I was in and out. I really couldn't live stream. But yeah, we actually caught Mona with a pretty spectacular move. We got in right about here, and we got out actually right up here. So that was really nice. And Mona's since has been doing pretty nice as well. It's run up. I do have a small position in Mona. Its IOP run is kind of done at this moment in time. It already. So let me back up. This was the IOTA run right here, coming out of this base in Mona. This was the IOTA run, going all the way up there. But yeah. Anyway, Mona up here looks pretty toppy. It does have finally kind of like a really big bottoming bar if we zoom out on Mona. Yeah, see, we're all the way up past all-time highs. So, yeah, I don't know if it's going to go up another 100% from here. I mean, it could, but it's unlikely. It's going to need quite a bit of consolidation to for this to wear off. Liska's touching. So Liska's been a major disappointment. It's kind of like your honor student who suddenly gets into drugs and starts going downhill. Liska's just been sliding and sliding and sliding. Really not showing any particular support at this moment in time. I would not be associated with this. I don't bottom. I don't try to catch bottoms. I don't try to catch falling knives. So, yeah, this isn't something I'm necessarily interested in. You know, if you trade off of a 200 moving average, if that's a signal that you like to use, then yeah, definitely use that signal. But I would keep your position sizing appropriate for the kind of risk that you're taking on. All right, Momo pump and dump. Yeah, that's fine. There's lots of pump and dumps. But hey, those pump and dumps can make you quite a bit of money. But in the meantime, we have Ethereum up 14% now. So Ethereum is still moving. Again, money's moving into these quality coins right here. Money's moving right into these quality coins. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Monero's probably moving. So Monero's in vogue right now. Looks like Ripple's up 7%. You want to be involved with these quality coins. Otherwise, you're just going to be involved in chop. Look, you're not going to get 50% out of these in the next day, but you're going to get a quality move and a pretty safe investment. I mean, we're talking 10% over a day. We're talking, don't be greedy. You know, you don't, I mean, we traded Mona yesterday for like 50%, but I was watching that thing like a freaking hawk. I mean, I bought Bitcoin and Ethereum and walked away. I just walked it away. Yeah, let's take a look at Pay. Last time I looked, they weren't doing too hot. Still down 5%. Yeah, so I still would not be involved with Pay right now. It looks like it isn't going any lower for the time being. If you want to put a trade on here, you have to anticipate you could be holding through 20 to 30% swings in any direction. And who knows when it's going to go up right now. So that's kind of where we're at with Pay. I mean, that's really where we're at. There's no accumulation down here. There's really nothing. Look, I understand we all like the technology, we all like the coin, but you have to put that aside when you're trading. Again, we're talking for trading, not if you're going to hodl. But if you're trading it, you have to look for some kind of accumulation. You can't just blindly buy because you think it's at a good level. Thoughts like that can get you in a ton of trouble. All right, Miguel says, with Bitcoin going up and draining alts, people are only risking strong coins like Ethereum and Litecoin. I don't think it's risking. I actually think it's accumulation. The volume that we're seeing in Bitcoin and Ethereum and Litecoin, this isn't a really small amount of volume. I mean, this is 370,000 Ether purchased today, and still have about 5 hours left in the day. So, I mean, this is some institutional buying. This is some whales getting in. Obviously, some public involved as well. But this isn't like a no volume up move like we saw all through here. All these are no volume up moves. This is the public pushing it up right here. This is the public pushing it up right here. This is not the public. This is not the public. This is not the public. These are institutions, whales. These are people with big pockets. Good volume in Qtum. Qtum's dead to me. Just dead. This pattern is destroyed. Any goodwill that it had made with the people has since been Yeah, it's basically raped and pillaged the villagers at this moment in time. So I'm pretty much done with Qtum. It's off my watch list. My alerts have been taken off. It's just done. There's, like I said, we're talking about Monero up 7% here. We're talking about Ripple up 7%, Ethereum up 14%. You can make some money here, guys. Don't start looking for trash. So I'm not super happy with Neo down here. I do understand it has a large following base and it is a leading coin. That being said, it is not participating with the quality, with the rush to quality here. So this is a second tier coin at best right now. No matter what your personal opinion is, that's what the market is telling us at this moment in time. It's a second tier coin. Bitcoin the first, Ethereum the second, and the third being, you know, Ripple, Monero, and other things that are moving as well. Looks like Zcash up 7%. Let's look at Zcash. Let's look at Zcash. These are coins that are up, everyone. Coins that are up. So Zcash had a nice run off of this bottom. A really big selling bar here. That's not necessarily a good bar. That's a bad bar. But we came down. We've retraced. We're kind of stuck halfway in between the close of this candle and the beginning of the move. So Zcash showing a little bit of buying, but I wouldn't go too heavy into this. But overall, the trend isn't looking too bad. The trend is not too bad. Yeah, 45 Bitcoin buy wall on Neo. I'm not sure about the buy walls. Those can be manipulated. You can take those orders off at any particular moment in time. And you've seen that over and over again. If you watch those buy walls, they just disappear. Okay, that's professional manipulation. Is what that is. That's professional manipulation coming in and trying to, you know, fake guys out that look at those walls, because those are all fake signals until they become actual orders. Now, if you tell me, hey, there was a 45 block from the same wallet that just bought, you know, what are you talking about, Light or Neo? Yeah, you're like, if there's a specific wallet that just bought 45 Bitcoins worth of Neo, you would pique my interest. But until it's an order, until it's an actual, until it's being filled, I'm not super, you know, not really my deal. We haven't looked at Stratus. Where's Stratus? Right here, down 6%. No. Why is this interesting you? It's pointing straight down. Okay. It's going straight down. You want a bridge to somewhere. You know, if there's a bridge and it has a nice downward slope in it, you don't want to be involved in that. It's going to take you right down to the water. So I mentioned Metal and Verge. In terms of Qtum, is it bad in the middle term? Yeah, it's bad. It's just bad. It's just bad. Yeah, you're gonna have to wait some time for Qtum. I think it's the chart had it had a base on base pattern, had two perfectly good chances to run, and it completely sold off. It completely sold off. People are not interested in buying Qtum. Metal getting ready. We've got Metal down here somewhere. Okay. It's like I'm typing. Metal. Does it look better against the dollar? Nope, not really. Yeah, not liking Metal here. It's not really participating. There's no volume in here as to speak of. This is not a second tier coin. Third, fourth, or fifth tier coin at best. Just kind of based on this chart action right here. I mean, it's not selling off en masse, so that is good. But it's still trending lower. So until it can break that downtrend, I would avoid it. ADA. Yeah, we were looking at ADA for a little bit. Oh, here we go. Looks like it did make a little bit of a move up while I was gone. Okay, it's got a sell wall up here that's actively being sold into. So that's the thing. If it's actively being sold into, I would consider that valid. Yeah, we can do a little bit more with Bitcoin. Sure. So many views and only 11 likes. Yeah. Guys, please like the channel. I appreciate it. You know, I don't actually really get paid for doing this, believe it or not. So, you know, eventually if I get enough people, I can maybe start to make some money. But yeah, I kind of do this right now for you guys in the chat room and the community and the people I talk with, and kind of for me as well. But this channel does take quite a bit of time out of me and other people. So believe it or not, the past 2 days where I really wasn't able to post, it's not that I didn't want to. I really wasn't able to. I had a huge work event that I had to work like 13 hours that day. I really couldn't avoid doing that. And then I had family come in yesterday, so I really couldn't do anything then. And that happened to be when Bitcoin ran up to 6,000 almost. So that was crazy. But anyway, yeah, please like, support. I do appreciate that. Need to get more views here. Ruby had a big run today. Ruby had a big run today. Aragon. I'll look at Aragon. We put a lot of letters there in a row, so that means something is happening. Looks like it wanted to run. Hasn't. You can go. You don't have to. I'm live streaming it. I told everyone I'm at home. There'll be noise.
Okay.
Thanks, babe. So let's look at this one. Let's look at Aragon. Overall, okay, let me zoom out here on the 4 hour. This could be very interesting. Do I think alts will shoot up the second after Bitcoin Gold is handed out? The alts will move probably in tandem. It's hard to know exactly when that's going to be. It's really hard to know actually when that's going to be. I mean, nobody knows. Really, no one knows. All right, Aragon, keep an eye. Actually, Aragon's already, it just spiked up. But yeah, at some point, alts will move. They will probably move in concert with one another, as they kind of have tended to in the past. I don't know when that's going to be. I mean, I didn't think Bitcoin was going to go straight past 5,000 and basically hit 6,000. I actually thought it was clear sailing to 6,000, but I didn't think it was going to go straight there in one shot, and it pretty much did with like I think 1 or 2 small pullbacks. Went from 5,000 to 6,000. So yeah, I don't know when it's going to happen. You just have to pay attention to the volume in the charts, pay attention to the price action, look for higher lows, things of that nature, curling action on the right side of the chart. All of this is accumulation patterns. All these are patterns that imply immediate strength. Someone mentioned core earlier. I apologize about that, but I see it on my chart here, so let's take a gander. So big down on core right there. Not super happy about that. A little bit of volume, not volume, a little bit of upward movement on no volume, actually, very small volume. Let's zoom out to the 2 hour, then maybe the 4 hour. I don't know if I need to see much more on core. Yeah, it's really just very choppy. Again, there's other more high quality setups in the market right now. Look, guys, you have an opportunity to put your money at risk to make more money. You want to put that money at risk with something that is looking very strong, very healthy, okay? I mean, don't think this is too good, it's too high to be true. Don't think any of that, okay? It's a little extended up here. Hopefully we get a pullback of some kind, but Ethereum, with this kind of a volume, after this lack of volume, this is accumulation in Ethereum. This is not a small coin. This is not a coin you have to question about. You will make money in these coins that are running right now. You want to be with the big money that's moving. You don't want to be with the dead money that's just sitting there in a trading range. That is a fool's game. If you're new to trading, the best thing you can do is look for strength. That's the best thing you can do. Look for strength. That's all I can tell you guys. Monero, 8%, right? Ripple, still sitting at 6-7%. Bitcoin's still doing good. It's pulling back here a little bit, 55. Nice consolidation up here, right? But yeah, this is strength right here. I mean, look at that. Went from 5,000, boom, straight up to like 59.20, I think it was. Yeah, 59.26. No pullbacks. That is strength. No matter what you think of the price, no matter what you think of the chart, no matter if you think it's going to handle out here like I thought it was, you have to go with the price. Book tips for trading. What do you mean book tips? I'm not sure what you mean by book tips for trading. I just gave you a really good one. I just gave you a really good one. Go for strength. Go for strength. Now, if you're really familiar with a coin and its behavior patterns, if it's behaving a certain way, and you're familiar with that particular coin, then you can maybe take some different, you can take some bottoming trades if you're familiar with a coin, But I mean, you really have to understand it and know what you're doing. Other than that, you really trade with strength. It doesn't mean, you don't buy high, okay? Like Ethereum here is a little high. It is up 13-14%. It's a little high up here from down here. So right here, you're kind of at a 1-to-1 risk reward. It can pull all the way back down here. It can go all the way up here. It can really go in either direction, but it has a ton of strength right now. So, if you're not in Ethereum, but you really want to get in, you want to wait for some kind of a base or consolidation. Like here's a base, right? So here's the initial breakout on the 15-minute. Here's the initial breakout. You have a nice base formed here. There's a great buy point right here, and then we have another base forming here. Looks like we're failing up here at the moment, but you wait until it breaks out, okay? Or maybe it pulls down and gives you a pullback entry over here at the 328 level, right around here. Then that could be a good place for an entry. But you have to pick your spots. You can't buy and trade emotionally. So go for strength, but after such a big bull run, a pullback is inevitable. Better to put money into the losers of today, which will be the winners of tomorrow. So that's an interesting proposition. The truth there definitely is that when you have something running up, you don't want to buy at the highs. You don't want to buy after it's run up. You want to buy right when it breaks out. Like this is a good breakout point right here. Even this is a pretty good breakout point right here. Buying up here is really tough, but this is your consolidation. So then you're clear to buy after it goes up. After any consolidation here, you're kind of clear to buy of. Now, when you get into higher levels like here and you start seeing these big selling bars, you can start to, okay, understand we're going to be in a bit of a base. We're going to be in a bit of a base. So, but once we come out of this base, then you're clear to buy again. In terms of buying the losers of today, I don't like to buy the loser of any day, okay? So here, let's go look at let's look at Bitcoin. Let's go look at the loser of the day. So, let's go back over here, right? Okay, what's the loser of the day over here? Buying any loser of the day over here would not be a good trade. Okay, this isn't like Dow theory. All right, if you're familiar with Dow theory is where you take the top Dow 30 stocks, you take the top or the bottom 5 that performed the worst last year, and then you buy those 30 stocks, and they're going to outperform the next year. Okay, that's actually some logic to that, but day to day, that's really impossible to forecast what's going to move tomorrow. If you could do that, then you would do that every single day. So I don't think you buy the losers of today. I think you buy stocks that are coming out of good bases. They're coming out of bases. That's the key there. Now, when I'm talking about buying strength, I don't mean like buy now. Maybe I should have been more clear about that. I apologize. Sometimes, people looking to get into trades now and me talking about general trading strategies get a little mixed up, and that's my fault as the person that's speaking. I should clarify that. Yeah, you want to buy on strength. So this is strength. If you're looking to buy something, if you're looking for a trade, look for a trade in Ethereum, look for a trade in Ripple, look for a trade in Monero and Bitcoin, and these ones that are actually moving. If you want to look for a trade in Qtum, I'm not mad at you at that, but look for a trade, look for something actionable. Do I think Litecoin will hit its all-time high again? Absolutely, Litecoin will hit its all-time high. All of these quality coins will hit their all-time highs. I don't know when. I don't know if it's weeks, months, or years. Probably not years, probably weeks or months. But at some point, yes, I do believe they will hit. I have Qtum up here, whether this is one of those quality coins. It could be. It has a good product. It has a good team behind it. But, my particular type of trading, I'm not going to put money into Qtum because I don't see the path to me being profitable. If you watch a lot of Shark Tank, there's Mr. Wonderful says, how am I going to get my money back? That's kind of what I think about when I look in these coins, right? How am I going to get my money back? I don't see it right now. Okay, I don't see where I can get my money back. It's not even about making a bunch of money, it's about getting it back. Do I think Bitcoin will ever pull back below 4.6? Never say never. I really never say never, because let's do this. Let's go back to the weekly on Bitcoin. Okay. Here's the weekly on Bitcoin. So there have only been a few levels on Bitcoin that have never been tested. Keep that in mind. Never been tested. These levels right here have never been tested between was it 1200, 1324, and 1829 have never been tested. Okay, never been tested. So these levels up here were tested back over here. Bitcoin 3000 was tested here. So anything can be tested again. 46 only being right here could be tested again. It could be a nice shakeout. However, I can't tell you exactly where it's going to come down or when. Okay, but levels are tested consistently. I mean, if you look anywhere within this run-up, I'm sure most of these levels were tested within this run-up, but they were tested at some moment in time. Dillman, I'm sorry about that, buddy. You've been here for quite a while, kiddo. What's going wrong, dude? What's going wrong, Dillman? Hey, hit me up in the discussions on my channel, okay? And then we'll have a conversation, okay? We'll have a conversation. XRP ready to make another run now? Let's look. I don't know. Let's take a gander. Well, it just tried, or is trying. Let's go to the 15-minute chart. Yeah, looking pretty good. Looking pretty good as long as it holds kind of above this level here. This uptrend is intact. Kind of curling up a little bit, so that's good action. Looks like this is probably quite a bit of selling volume right here. Actually, I'm going to dive down to the 1 minute. Nope, that large bar was all buying. If you look at the 1 minute, this is all buying volume right here. So, yeah, there's quite a bit of accumulation happening. And, you know, we've been talking about Ripple and Monero, these coins that are acting really good. And these are the coins that you want to be involved with. So, yeah, it looks like it's attempting to make a run here. I think it really needs to hold here before you get any kind of confirmation. This kind of a move I would be buying right here. I would be buying this strictly just based off of this volume, crossing a prior high, the fact that Ripple has been very bullish. You know, but as of now, on the right side here, it looks like it's failing a little bit, so I'd be a little less inclined to buy. I mean, right here. Over here, I would have bought it and maybe been flat or in the negative right now, but that's the risk you take when you trade. You know, you have to go off of your signals. That's all you can do. Thoughts about OmiseGo? What do I think about Dash? So OmiseGo. Oh, okay. 15 minutes. Sorry. Had to get my perspective. So here we talked about an inverse head and shoulders in the live stream a couple of days ago, if you remember. Here was our target via that inverse head and shoulders. We hit it and then hit it again. So that was pretty cool. I actually got shaken out under here, and then I forgot about the trade. I got busy at work, so I actually didn't participate in this run. But OmiseGo is at an interesting point right now. I'm just going to say interesting because everyone loves OmiseGo, and for good reason. It's a great quality coin. This is a good low pattern right here. At the same time, volume, there's some volume accumulation here, although it's also choppy. And we've had a big run up. So I'm like really 50-50 on OmiseGo. I'm just, anything I'm 50-50 on, I stay out of. I'm going to put money at work. I want like an 80% chance, at least in my mind, that it's going to go higher. How do you convince people to use stop limits? That can be very tough. To be honest with you, I don't even use a whole lot of stop limits, not hard stop limits. I'm very active with my trading, and I don't even use hard stop limits, and I know better. But that's just kind of my trading style that I've you know, learned over the years. And so how do you convince them? You know, they have to have a lot of losses. They really have to have a lot of losses in order for their mind to be changed. You know, what you can do is after they have a loss, you go, hey, you know what? This would have been a great place to put a stop loss. You know, you can't like badger them into it. You can't badger anyone into doing anything. They have to want to do it. So you have to make it compelling enough for them to want to do it. Like walk them through a chart, say, hey, this is a good place for a stop loss. You know, sometimes I'll watch the charts, and if it goes under here, I'll sell. That's called a mental stop. But sometimes you can have a hard stop loss, and you can just kind of walk them through that. Someone mentioned Dash. Dash. Let me zoom out on Dash. There we go. So Dash long term looks very impressive. This is a very impressive coin. It's a leader coin. I think it's ranked like 6th or 7th in the coin market cap. So it's in a huge uptrend, most definitely. This thing can run when it wants to. This thing doubled here. So you want to wait for it to break the trend line. I mean, this trend line right here. It can, I'm sorry, excuse me, I'm having some digestion issues now. It can do anything under this trend line right here at any time. So if you're comfortable with that, then maybe go ahead and buy. Otherwise, you want to wait for a break of the trend line. You wait for strength. A little setup like this to happen just underneath this trend line. Like I was waiting for Dash to break right here. Never did, so I never entered. So you want to wait for a setup, or if you're going to buy here, understand it can chop around. And this is cryptos. Are you going to hold for 3 weeks in Dash? Are you going to hold for 3 weeks in Dash? Sratra, catching the live stream. Glad to see you here. I want to split my portfolio between Litecoin, Ethereum right now. Looks like decent breakouts to me. Do it. I'm not going to be mad at splitting your portfolio between high-quality coins. Those are both high-quality coins. Actually, looks like Litecoin's taking a dip right now. Still in its base. High-level base. Litecoin looks very good off of this base right here to me. Extremely bullish off of this base. We had this channel. We had this big, this kind of a big run up here. We had this run up right here, which was looking very promising, and then it cratered, which pissed me off because I was in it. And we flagged out here, and then boom, Litecoin pretty much went almost right with Bitcoin. Consolidating here, very bullish. Ethereum as well, very bullish. Very bullish up here. Wait for consolidation, and then get in on that one. ETP. Sure, I'll look. ETP. So I wouldn't be buying it up here. That's for damn sure. Is this a recent ICO? Huh. I would not be buying anything. Anytime you have a huge run, this is your buy area right down here. Okay? Right on the break of this trend line. This is your buy area. Right around here. I wouldn't be mad even if you bought. So right here's your buy area for this coin. And all this was buyable. Perfectly buyable. Beautiful buy. So what's the max percent here? 152%. Very nice. So what you're going to wait for here is it to come down, form some kind of a base. You're going to look for a sideways consolidation, some kind of a declining trend line or flat action, and then you're going to want to buy off of some volume pop outs. So ETH is tanking. ETH is actually consolidating. It just had a recent big run up of about 14%. So it's just putting a base in here. XLM. Let's look at XLM. Oh, lumens, yeah. Yeah, so I believe Lumen is a fork of Ripple. Yeah, this is a lot of volume right here. This is a lot of volume. Oh my goodness. I would want to know what the float is on this coin. How many shares outstanding? Can you give me some water, dude? Yeah. Please? Yeah, this is very interesting volume pattern. This says I'm being bought up like crazy. And yeah, this is very interesting. I would definitely be interested in this if it were to break out. You know, maybe set an alert somewhere up here, just so you know it's not a fake move. Set the alert somewhere up here, and then wait for it to come to you. Monero. Yeah, Monero's been looking very healthy right here. Very good accumulation, pulling back a little bit here. Fantastic. Monero's quality right here. This is quality. This is what you look for. When I say, you know, you never hear me talk about Monero until today. You never heard me talk about it. Why? There's no reason to buy any of this. Maybe right here. I think I did mention it right here once. I think I mentioned it here once, and then it failed on me. And then now we have a bunch more accumulation. Very tight green setups. This is institutional accumulation. This is Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan coming in. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know. But it's a lot of good accumulation. Getting into Monero here. So let's do a good old risk reward. Okay, if you want to get into a trade, this is what you do. This is what you do. This is exactly what you do. You ready? All right. Sometimes this is called chart school. You take your current price. You go, okay, what's my risk? Well, I can risk down to the top of this consolidation over here. That gives me down 2.3%. I can give it risk all the way back down to kind of the breakout point. That gives me 5% risk. 5% risk isn't bad. Okay, I tend to have an 8% maximum stop loss, and 5% is well within my 8% stop loss. So I'm comfortable with that. Now, what's my reward? Okay, well, the nearest high is 10%. So 5% risk, 10% reward is a 2-to-1 risk-reward ratio. That's pretty good. But what's my maximum risk? Well, your maximum risk is probably all the way down to here. Okay, if it down 11% retraces the entire move, then you know that your premise for the trade is incorrect. So your maximum stop loss is 11%. So now you're again at a 1-to-1 risk reward. You can mitigate your risk ratio. You can mitigate your risk by picking a hard stop loss that you're going to get out of the trade no matter what. The only problem with that is that the tighter you make your stop, the more likely you are to be stopped out of the trade. Does that make sense? In other words, if you were to give this a 1% risk right here, it could easily stop you out and then continue trading and then break out higher and you're out of the trade. If you give it too much, then you're just going to lose too much money if it fails. So there's a middle ground between giving it enough room to maneuver and getting out at a point where you know it's failed. So that's kind of how the risk-reward thing works. But you want to make sure you have at least a 2-to-1 risk-reward. If you're going to risk 1 to gain 1, that is not a good trade. So 1-to-1 risk-reward is not good. At least 2-to-1, preferably 3 to 4 to 5 to 1 risk reward. All right. But yeah, so here Monero's okay. I think you can relatively give it safely down to the tops of these lows, which is 5 to 6%. And then if it goes up from here, then you have a 10%. So that's a 2-to-1 risk reward. So that's not too bad. If it can go higher than that, obviously you can get up towards 26% to the next high, and then on and on and on. Doesn't mean it gets there, just means those are potential targets. Now, how I would trade this is I would have this on a watch list at this point, and I would set up an alert. And I would probably pick this high right here at like the 96.45 level. Something right here, but some nice volume spikes here. If you want to buy these dips downward, I'm also not mad at that, because think about it. If you want to wait till it gets up here, you're already up 1.7%, right? So that makes your risk 1.7% more. If you buy this little dip right here and we hit our stop loss point, that's our 5.56. If we wait till it breaks out, if we set that as our alert, then we're down 7.3%. So sometimes getting in on a pullback is a good thing, but it's risky, and you have to understand your strategy. You definitely have to understand your strategy. You have to understand how the coin is trading and the general trends. Me? No, since Bitcoin hit 6,000, which was like yesterday, I've been working from home because I have family in town, so I really haven't talked to anybody. But I know people that are already in Bitcoin and already in the cryptocurrency world, so it's not a huge thing. It's big that it hit 6,000, but I don't think I'm going to see a lot of chatter. Now, when I go back to work, if they start talking to me about it, then I know that it's maybe we're a little bit toppy. All right. So does IOP have hope? IOP. Let's look at IOP. Let's go to the 4-hour on IOP. Sorry, that was 15-minute. Not specifically. Not at this moment in time. If you want to take a long-term position in IOP, put it in its paper wallet and forget about it. But yeah, it's not good for a trade at all. you know, pretty much failed. It failed this big pattern. We were talking about it kind of up here, and then even down here we talked about it, and then it just kind of fell off the radar because it just fell off. So not going to be involved with a coin that's falling that drastically. The fib wedge. Nope, I don't even know if I know about the fib wedge. Is that on here? Fib wedge. That's the fib wedge. Let's see what the fib wedge does. What's this? Okay, so if I go up, ooh, fancy. That's a lot of colors right there. That's a lot of colors. No, I do not use that. Although it could be interesting because it also would take time into account. Actually, this could be a somewhat interesting little tool, to be honest with you. I don't see it being completely useless. At the same time, I don't trade based off of Fibonacci's, so I probably wouldn't use it. But it's definitely an interesting tool. Whee! Bam. Bitcoin 5555. Yeah, so finally consolidating here in Bitcoin just before 6,000. If this is a nice tight consolidation, like before we broke 5,000 right here, and right here, see some nice tight consolidations. You know, if this is a nice tight consolidation here, man, that's going to be beautiful. Verge. Yep. Got about 10 more minutes, guys, then I'm going to bone out of here. What about Verge, Vlad? You're better than this. Are you liking this because it's at lows? Or are you liking this because it's at the lows of these levels here? Is that what you're seeing? Is it dying? Is it dying? Yeah, I've got a Verge. I do have a Ethereum wallet that I need to put up there too. But my Bitcoin address is actually bad, so my Bitcoin address is bad, and I didn't realize it. One of my subscribers pointed out. Thank you very much. So is it dying? Is it dead? It's not healthy. I mean, it's not healthy. So there's really no accumulation in sight here. Volume's kind of dried up. Big, wide, choppy action. You know, I may have liked it back here, but none of this action up here is very friendly at all. Yeah, I wouldn't be trading in it. Yeah, I don't like to say anything is dead because, come on, man, it's cryptocurrencies. This is the thing, too. Like, think about this, guys. Probably in the next 3 to 6 months, we're going to start seeing some of these cryptocurrencies, some of these coins are actually going to be used in real life, okay? And that's going to change the game. That's going to be a completely different dynamic to this market when that happens. So, like, you know, say Verge, this chart looks like shit in my opinion. But man, I'm actually not even sure what Verge is. Let's say it's a platform, not a currency, but let's say it's a platform, right? And all of a sudden, someone builds this platform like WordPress out of Verge, and it goes gangbusters, and people start using it. I mean, that's really going to make Verge go up, and quite significantly. So, you know, these things are going to pop based on news and things, and we're going to see some real use cases. I think in the next 3 to 6 months, a lot of coins are pushing the end of this year, the beginning of next year, for some actual live working products. So, you know, these are like the dark ages of trading right now, guys. These are the wild, wild west of trading. This is the dark ages of trading, and things are going to change in the next year or so. So, anyway, sorry, I was looking down. What do I think about wash trading and manipulation in crypto? What do you mean wash trading? Like washouts? I'm not familiar with the term wash trading. But yeah, manipulation happens in all markets. Anywhere you have money and people, there will be manipulation. That's just a fact. You know, your boss manipulates you into not paying you a raise. That is a fact. I mean, it's just kind of how the world works, right? Everybody wants to keep their money and yours and then have you do work for them. So there's always going to be manipulation. Vertcoin. Hate my boss when he does that. Yeah, no kidding, right? Mine too. Oh, a wash trade. Okay, I'm familiar with wash trade. I hadn't heard of wash trading in that scope before. I mean, it's a trading tactic. So yeah, I mean, I guess it could be used. It'd be. I don't know how you would actually identify that. I don't know how you would identify that person. I've never been really involved with that. Yeah, that could mess with some stuff. I could see how that could definitely give you some false signals, but usually that like wash trading, and from my perspective, is done for like tax purposes. It wasn't done for trading manipulation. I've actually never been versed in that, so you actually got one. You actually got one up on me there. Good job. Very good job. Your Sphinx just saw the Verge chart and walked away. Keep that cat by the terminal at all times. Have him meow at you when it looks good. Go, meow. That's funny. That's funny. Any current charts show any buy signals? Let's take a gander. Let's take a quick look. Let's go back down to the 2-hour chart. So Bitcoin not showing a buy signal. Ethereum not showing a buy signal. I can tell you that right now. XRP had a nice fake out move, a nice fake out breakout. Litecoin no buy signal, but this should be on your watch list. Look at this nice upward action with a base up here. That's on your watch list. Not even going to look at IOTA, Monero. No buy signals here, but again, keep this on your watch list. Look for consolidation. Dash. No buy signals. Ethereum Classic, no buy signals. OmiseGo, no buy signals. Neo, no buy signals. Qtum, I can tell you there's no buy signals in that thing. I don't like Qtum anymore. I don't like Qtum. Go away. Lisk, definitely no buy signals. Zcash, looks like that's down. That was up 8% earlier. So that another thing. This is a nice bull flag here. This is not a buy signal, but you could watch for this for a breakout. Look at waves. Oh, that's not a buy signal. Tether, there's your buy signal in Tether. Just kidding. Hi, James. That's my son James, everyone. ADA. ADA kind of has a buy signal. Where are we at on ADA? ADA is starting to move out. ADA is a buy here for a trade. ADA is a buy for a trade. I've actually been kind of waiting for this one. Not my favorite action, but it is moving. Let me a little bit of movement here in ADA, so that's not bad. ARC, nope. Stellar, nope. Pay, nope. Someone mentioned, was it XMR you mentioned? XLM. Someone mentioned XLM. Oh, Lumen. Yeah, Lumen looks interesting. Not great here, but interesting. Looks like it going a little sideways here, which is good. Maybe look for a nice uptrend. Yeah, no, I don't hold all of these coins. I don't hold. These are all the coins that over time you guys have asked me about, and I originally had the top 20 on here, and then you guys started asking me about every coin on the planet, and then they just end up getting plopped in here. So it's kind of nice because I scroll around looking for the pops. That's pretty much what I do. I scroll around looking for the pops because I know if you guys are talking about them, then other people know about them as well. It's kind of a nice bellwether for the overall market. Have you gotten Coinbase to increase your withdrawal limit past 10,000? What are they looking for? Bank statements and LinkedIn profile. I don't. I'd have to go back and look at my Coinbase. I haven't put any more into my Coinbase. Actually, I put my 10K in, and then I just kind of, I'm not trading with more than 10K in cryptos. Yeah, so I'm not sure. I know they do want some additional information. I think they did raise my buy limit, though, to like 50,000, just for no reason. I think because I was trading on the GDAX, maybe. I think that maybe that's why they increased my buy limit. But I didn't, yeah, I didn't really see any reason to go past 10K, at least for me. LBC, just hit the east side of the LBC on a mission trying to find Mr. Warren G. Nope, not on the 15-minute, not on that chart either. Yeah, it looks like someone's mentioned library credits before. Look, until it breaks this trend line with gusto, it's in a void. So, all right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Give me your last questions, last comments, concerns, and I'm going to head out. I got family over, so I'm going to go spend some time with them, and hopefully cryptos do good things because I won't be able to really watch most of them here. Ador. Ardor, not Ador. Ardor against the dollar. Hey, at least this one's going up. That's pointing in the right direction, guys. Good job. Oh, yeah, someone mentioned to go over Bitcoin a little more in depth. Let's do that. Yeah, so we're pulling back right now, obviously. It's hard to know exactly where we stop. I don't really do Fibonacci's. I mean, I guess if you want to, you could pull a fib up here. You know, if you just... I don't usually do this. It's not my bag. Because, like, I never know where to draw this. You know, where do you draw this? I have no idea. Do I draw it from here? Do I draw it from here? Do I draw it from here? I don't know where to draw the fib. Do I got to go all the way back here? But the breakout, in my opinion, is the 5,000. So I'm going to draw it from here. So right now we're coming here. We're about to test the 50 level at 54. And then past that, we have 53 and 51. I don't know where it stops. I have no idea. I would like it to stop above this consolidation level here. Looking at 5,400. 5,400 would be a nice place for it to stop at a prior consolidation. That would give it some... It would show some pretty good strength if it did that. You know, like see this nice stair step up. So these levels that are broken out of are never tested again. This level was broken out, never tested. This level was broken out, never tested. So if that continues, then we're in a good uptrend. If that gets broken, then maybe we could be in for some more downtrend. So you keep your money in Tether all the time, and when you need to change to Bitcoin, then buy other crypto. I keep it in Bitcoin if Bitcoin is going up or not in a downtrend, or I put it in Tether. Yes, if Bitcoin is not doing good, I put it in Tether. If Bitcoin is doing good, I keep it in Bitcoin. Would you consider to diversify and take a 5% position in a holder coin, for example, Diamond Coin? Sure, Candice, of course. Yes, zero problems with that whatsoever. I do believe you should have some good quality coins. Good quality coins as a holding position. If you do that, make sure you take it off of the exchanges and put it in a paper or hardware wallet or something like that, whatever you're comfortable with. But yeah, that is definitely a thing. So bottom to top drawing. Is that for my fib retracement? Miles, hello. I'm actually about to bow out of here, buddy. Did you just join us? All right, guys, so I'm going to get out of here. Look for good quality coins. Look for good setups. Look for volume. Keep your stops tight. Don't overbuy. If something's up a ton of percentage, don't buy it. Wait for some kind of an entry point. You know, fight the good fight, guys. Fight the good fight. I'll talk to you later. I may or may not be on over the weekend. It's kind of difficult on the weekends. That really hasn't been my bag as of late. So, all right, guys, have a good one. Okay, now I'm a little confused. I'm a little confused here because my OBS stopped, but I'm still streaming. I'm assuming you guys can still hear me? Ah, there we go. All right, guys, I have to kill this in my Windows Task Manager. Apparently OBS crashed, but the stream kept going, so